Hello all you beautiful people in Webtown, and welcome back to Crypto Comics for Rob Liefeld Appreciation Season. Yeah, baby! Let's quote Ric Flair and give a good woo! I am jazzed for this. I've been waiting to buy this for many, many years. This is Maximum Hero. Now, do you remember when we had that look at Extreme Hero, the comic book that came exclusively bagged with a copy of Hero Illustrated? This is the companion piece to that comic book, Maximum Hero. See, Extreme Hero was all about Rob Liefeld's Extreme Studios at Image Comics. Maximum Hero is all about Rob Liefeld's publishing company, Maximum Press. And this is a book I've been reading about and finally had the opportunity to pick up a copy, and I'm excited to share it all with you today. This is Cybrid. We've discussed Cybrid in the past. You can watch the review on Cybrid Issue 1. And we also talk about Cybrid quite a bit in the Asylum review, the anthology book Rob Liefeld put out through Maximum Press. This comic book kind of signifies the end of our journey through the Maximum Press line of books. This does not mean we won't discuss a couple of other Maximum Press titles in the future here during Rob Liefeld Appreciation Season, but for the most part, this is where the story of Maximum Press is going to end for us here on Crypto Comics, short of, a couple other comics that were released through them. But, those are part of a greater arc, and they kind of are their own story. For example, that Badrock Spider-Man issue we did yesterday. So, here we go. This is much simpler. Greetings! Welcome to the world of Maximum Press. Many of you are already familiar with the medieval sci-fi epic War Child, Dan Fraga's eclectic Black Flag book, and the incredible adventures of Avengelyne. But Maximum Hero gives you a first look at some of the cool titles we'll be putting out over the next 12 months. For those of you who aren't familiar with Maximum Press, the company was created by Rob Liefeld in his desire to put out a broad range of titles that don't necessarily fall in with the standard superhero fare. Thus, Maximum Press. We've got some exciting new projects coming out, including Battlestar Galactica, Cybrid, Law & Order, Wild Guard, My Name is Mud, and many others. And Maximum Hero will give you just a small taste of what's to come. Best wishes, Matt Hawkins. So we have actually covered some of these. We've talked about Black Flag. We've talked about Avengelyne. We've talked about Law & Order. We've talked about Cybrid, as I said. We've never talked about Wild Guard. Never talked about My Name is Mud. My Name is Mud is created, written, and penciled by Brian Denham. Wild Guard is created, written, and penciled by Todd Knock. And as far as I know, neither of these ever became their own series. This would be the only place you would have ever seen them. Let's start right here with Black Flag. Accessing Cray 77115. Enter security code. Protocols accepted. Prepare for retina scan. Snipes, Dalton. Security clearance, Alpha Alpha. Proceed. Accessing history archive dated April 12, 1992. Searching. Historic archive dated April 12, 1992. Excerpt from Dagger Gazette. Black Flag HQ set for downtown. Mayor Chorsey Caldwell signed a precedent-setting charter today allowing the notorious Black Flag unit to acquire the former Lincoln Savings and Loan Building and convert it into their international corporate headquarters. The move was instantly criticized by City Councilman Ken Tang, who insisted that Black Flag's use of military hardware without rigid government control could only lead to disaster. The mayor insists that a special contract has already been signed. This is from June of 1995. What's interesting is, in the Extreme Heroes comic book, Black Flag was referred to as Black Seed back then. Do you remember that? So obviously this was probably originally intended to be part of Extreme Studios at Image Comics, but it ended up being part of Maximum Press instead. Access Black Flag personnel files. Geisha, Raiden, and Rascal. Searching. Geisha, the daughter of toy mogul Yoshi Emoto, April Emoto inherited her father's billion-dollar estate after he was assassinated by the elite members of the Dojo Yama clan. Assuming the mantle of CEO of Emoto Toys, April allocated a large percentage of the company's tremendous resources to the development of advanced military hardware and to funding the establishment of Black Flag headquarters. Well versed in several forms of martial arts, April Moto, codenamed Geisha, recently passed qualification E7 of Strategic Military Procedures. Raiden, a master of the mystic arts, Raiden channels interdimensional pathways, harnessing the power of the gem pool of Granakata to witness events in the past, present, and future. Little else is known about the mysterious Raiden, other than his apparent immortality and the high probability that he is not a native of the planet Earth. Frequently found in his library, surrounded by his ocean of books, most of which are in unknown languages, he studies the events transpiring around him and carefully examines the balance of power. Originally Yoshi Imoto's advisor, Raiden became Geisha's mentor and teacher after her father's execution. A crucial member of the Black Flag team, Raiden provides wisdom in all spiritual and mystical matters. Rascal. Leah Hisam Zemog came to Earth from dimension 7974 on the Quadra map. One of the leaders in his world's rebellion against the tyrannical dictator in power, he stole one of the time discs that allowed him to breach the dimensional barrier to Earth. Claiming political asylum as a fugitive from his world, he found a place in the burgeoning Black Flag unit and has resided with the team ever since. Rascal's costume is actually an extension of the epidermal layer of his skin, which allows him to morph into any shape he wishes. Interesting. I actually really like his design. I think all these designs are great. Dan Fraga draws cool characters. Well, we already know Avengelyne. Here we have a little taste of what's in store for the lovely lady. Law and Order. Remember this one? You can watch this one in the Image Comics playlist. You know, I put all the Maximum Press stuff in the Image Comics playlist. It's just easier that way, right? Law. The scum of the earth are celebrating today. Someone or something has just assassinated their worst enemy, the mysterious man known only as Law. For the past 10 years, he has decimated the underworld, from the white cocaine sands of Miami to the crack-filled streets of Los Angeles. Atoning for an unspeakable past, he tried to settle a debt that could only be filled with blood. His blood. Now he is but a memory. The underworld is celebrating today. A fatal mistake. There's a new Law in town, with a slew of lethal tricks all her own, and with justice on her mind. Order! 6 years ago, Vanessa Kelly was just an ordinary woman. Now, everything's different. It all started with one man, a man who changed not only her life, but the way she looked at the entire world. A man who transformed her from a victim to an avenger. His name was Law, and together they formed a duo capable of striking fear into even the most steeled hearts of the world's criminal element. They were Law and Order, and they were unstoppable, until now. Today, Vanessa saw the one person she cared most about in the world die brutally and without explanation. And now, with Law dead, no one and nothing will stand in her way. Vengeance will be hers. I didn't think it was great, but you can watch it in the playlist. Well, here's an interesting one by Denham. They will not break me, these gods of ancient time. They cannot destroy me, for I am one of them. They try to defile my name, but they will not. I am the slaver, the neo-god. My name is Mud. So obviously Mr. Denham was a big fan of the band Primus, who had a song called My Name is Mud. Wild Guard. Let's see what this is about. Servo City, the largest concentrated superhero populace, where serving and protecting is second to fame and fortune, and the quickest road to recognition is to join the members of the made-for-TV task force, Wild Guard. Well, you know, Wild Guard basically looks like it is a takeoff on Youngblood, in my opinion. You know, made-for-TV task force, that's Youngblood. Celebrity superheroes is a fascinating concept no one really explores. The epic saga continues. War Child. Oh, Cybrid. Yeah, there we go. So here's the Hero Illustrated. This was a magazine very similar to Wizard magazine, if you're familiar with that. It's just basically something that covers, you know, comic books and anything related to comic books, movies, video games, things like that. Action figures, card games. Those are popular too. Battlestar Galactica. This was really popular from Maximum Press, though. I think they published more of these. You know, Avengelyne and Battlestar Galactica were definitely the two hits out of Maximum Press. So this is Maximum Hero. And I'm happy to have finally gotten to take a look at this and to add it to my collection, to my Rob Liefeld long box. And speaking of Rob Liefeld, this is Rob Liefeld Appreciation Season. So we are going to keep the good times rolling all November, baby. I'm going to be back almost every day this month with a new Rob Liefeld comic book. Now, if all of you beautiful people would be kind enough to do me a favor, hit that share button. Let your friends know how much fun we're having here at Crypto Comics. Don't be afraid to hit that thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe. Hit that ding dong for notifications. Then pick up your smartphone and thump your way over to megawattcomic.com. It's a comic book created by your boy Crypto. It was drawn by an incredibly talented Aussie artist named Josh Spencer, who lives in Sydney, Australia. It's about a trio of luchadors battling a coven of bloodthirsty vampires. If you don't know, there were over 150 superhero movies made in Mexico during the 50s, 60s, and 70s. But instead of like Tony Stark and Spider-Man, they featured luchadors like Mil Mascaras, El Santo, Blue Demon. These are like Rey Mysterio Jr., Mexican masked wrestlers. That's what it's all about, baby. And I wanted to take that idea, that tried and true genre from the beautiful country of Mexico, and update it for the 21st century, set it in America, add an intriguing political plot about a coven of vampires who are using our lax immigration laws to import plenty of tasty treats for themselves from south of the border. So, please head over to megawattcomic.com. Please support your boy Crypto by picking up my comic book. If you really want to have some fun, get yourself drawn into the comic as a vampire. And hey, here's a little hint. If you get drawn in as a vampire, you're going to survive till issue 2. At least. You might even make it to issue 3. And it's cheap. It's only $100 for you to get drawn on multiple pages of my comic book so you can show to all your friends how popular you are and how cool you are. And if your friends are like, oh, that's not you, dude, come on. You'll be able to flip to the back pages and show them your name printed in the back to prove that it's you. And of course, I'll sign every comic book before I send it out. You'll get a poster, you'll get a trading card. You'll get the eternal gratitude of your boy Crypto just by going to megawattcomic.com and picking up my comic book. Each and every person who does so is going to get their name printed in the back. You don't have to be a bloodsucker to get a special thanks from your boy Crypto in the back. So, as always, thanks for hanging out at Crypto Comics today for a few minutes. And we're going to be back all this month with more awesome Rob Liefeld comics. Whether it's Image Comics, Maximum Press, Awesome Entertainment, Arcade Comics, Marvel Comics. It's all going down right here at Crypto Comics.